Alright, so it turns out Krept Konan don't actually own Saveways in Croydon. Turns out they're just partners. And some people are a bit mad about this, bit peed off about this. And I want to talk about this because it kind of ties into the other video I made the other day when I was talking about investments and stocks and shares and stuff like that. I can understand that maybe you thought it was one thing and it turns out it's something else, because at the end of the day, I thought they were owners as well, and it turns out that's not quite the case. Now, that could be some confusion in the way the news was given out, some confusion in the way we just understood the news that was given out, some combination of the two. It doesn't really matter, because the truth is, it's still not a bad thing. You see, I feel like a lot of times people turn down opportunities because they don't see what it could become. They only really see the beginning parts of it, where maybe there's not much money involved, or maybe it's going to be costing you more money than you'd actually be making. So why bother, right? In fact, I'm sure a lot of us have had experiences where an opportunity came your way, you looked at it and thought, nah, this ain't really a good one for me. You turned it down, somebody else took it, and you thought, man, that guy's an idiot. Why would you take this opportunity? And for the next maybe 5 years, you were laughing at that person like, it's cost them so much money and they've made nothing from it. That was a dumb thing to do. Maybe 10 years down the line, you're still laughing at that person. They took that opportunity and they made no money from it. It's cost them so much. That was a dumb thing to do. Maybe 15 years down the line, that opportunity becomes a really big thing, and not only do they make all their losses back, they make more money and then some. Now they've got wealth. Now they've got generational wealth. Now they're living really well, and you're still working at a crappy job you don't like, but it pays a steady income. The point I'm making is that when opportunities come your way, most of us will not see what that opportunity can become. Most of us will not see the vision. And that's fine, because most of us aren't supposed to see the vision. The guy that looks at it and says, you know what? That might not do much for me now, but 10 years from now, 15 years from now, maybe even 20 years from now, that could be a big thing. That guy, if it turns out that he's right and it becomes a big thing 20 years later, what do we say? Oh, that man's a genius. That man's a visionary. Now, look, I don't know Krept Konan to speak on their behalf, so let me try and keep this general. If they're seeing something in this partnership opportunity that they think is going to be a good thing for them, why are people mad at it? You might not see what this opportunity can mean for them, but they clearly do. And if it turns out they're right and this becomes a big thing for them, what do we say? Oh, those guys are geniuses. Those guys are visionaries. And if it turns out they're wrong and it doesn't become a big thing, then so what? You learn from what went wrong and you do better on the next opportunity. And like I said, I don't know them to speak on their behalf, but I'm pretty sure they do well enough in their music that they don't have to worry about paying their bills if this particular opportunity doesn't pan out. I think they're going to be okay, you know? And also, on a side note, I just think it's cool that they're partnering with a smaller brand. Like, most times you see celebrities do partnerships is with the big brands, but nobody gets mad that George Clooney doesn't actually own Nestle, or Gary Lineker doesn't actually own Walkers. So why are people mad at Krept Konan are partnering with Saveways, but they don't actually own it? Anyway, all I'm saying is that opportunities are going to come to you in various ways, and most times you're going to turn them down because you're not going to see the vision of what that opportunity could become. And that's fine, because the opportunity that comes your way where you do see the vision of that, that's the one that you take. But don't be mad at people who take opportunities just because you don't see why it's a good thing. They might not see why the opportunities you take are a good thing. In the end, whether this partnership turns out to be the next big thing or not, we'd have to wait and see. But for now, it seems like they're trying to do something that creates another source of revenue for them, and that's not a bad thing. That's something everybody should be doing. Whether you work a minimum wage job or you're the CEO of a big multinational corporation, everybody should be looking at creating more than one source of revenue. And it doesn't always have to be a big money maker. It doesn't always have to be the next billion-pound idea. And you don't always have to be the guy in charge. But anytime you see an opportunity that you think is a good opportunity to create another source of income, take it.